What's up, cool people? Welcome to Study Stream Saturday. How we all doing? Um, okay, so a couple of things completely unrelated to the main plan for the day. Um, First off, uh, OBS did an update thing, and now it looks a little bit different. I don't know if that'll fix the stream issues that I was having before, but maybe. Um, Speaking of which, let me just. Okay, I think those settings are about how I had them before when it was working kind of better. Um, but also, like, it added a control panel for. Well, it calls it a control panel for some stream stuff. Does allow me to add markers, which is interesting. This is more of a YouTube thing, not a Twitch thing, by the way. But I don't know. I might have to look into that sometime and see what that's all about. But anyway, so as usual for our Saturday streams, I'm going to be starting off with a couple chapters of Bible study, and then playing some sort of video game while we just kind of hang out, chill, maybe discuss follow up thoughts or questions or whatever from the Bible study. Um, I have yet to determine what game that I'm going to play for all of that stuff, but uh, we'll just see when we get there. Might even ask for some input on that. But anyway, okay, actually, I might have to get rid of that. Well, okay. I can't just have it as a dock on OBS. I guess that'll work. I was going to say, otherwise, I might have to just kind of get rid of the YouTube control panel thing. Because I need to move stuff around so I can see Twitch related chat and other info while I do the Bible study. So yeah, give me a second, or a minute, I guess more accurately. Also, I don't know if this happened after the last live stream I did on Thursday, but I got a follow on Twitch from Nacho Hernandez 2 days ago, it says. I don't remember seeing that during Thursday's stream, so I'm guessing that was after the fact. Well, in any case, may not be here to hear me say this, but thanks for the follow. All right. Now, about time to move ourselves on over to the Bible study. All right. And I don't know if I have too much else that I feel like I need to say. I am eventually probably going to make a totally separate video that I'll publish related to some content schedule changes that I'll be making and other related but maybe not 100% directly related things going on that basically will all be changing probably fairly close to each other and all fairly early on next year. But yeah. don't know if I really need to go into that. I think I actually mentioned something about it before. I forget if it was in last week's stream or if it was in a Thursday stream. But anyway. Yeah. So, without further ado, I suppose it is Bible study time. Alright. So, we are looking at Joshua chapter 17. Basically, a lot of the promised land has been conquered by the Israelites, and now Joshua and the elders are like dividing it up amongst the different tribes. There is still some land that has yet to be conquered, but I guess there's enough that they're dividing it now and saying, all right, if part of this area that we're allotting to a certain tribe has yet to be conquered, then, we can go conquer that too. That is part of the land that you're getting. Don't think we're giving you less just because it hasn't been conquered yet. But yeah, a couple of tribes have gotten their allotments already. Including last chapter, we talked about Ephraim, which is the tribe named after one of Joseph's sons. The other tribe is Manasseh, which we're going to talk partially about here, but that's a weird situation because half of that tribe already settled, or at least got their allotment, before even crossing the Jordan River into the main portion of the Promised Land that they've been conquering more recently. Anyway, so that tribe is the one that we'll be talking about in this chapter. So, here we go. Joshua, chapter 17. The next allotment of land was given to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph's older son. Machir, the firstborn son of Manasseh, was the father of Gilead. Because his descendants were experienced soldiers, the regions of Gilead and Bashan on the east side of the Jordan had already been given to them. So the allotment on the west side of the Jordan was for the remaining families within the clans of the tribe of Manasseh: Abiezer, Helek, Azrael, Shechem, Hefer, and Shemida. These clans represent the male descendants of Manasseh, son of Joseph. Okay, so you had the tribes that were based on the 12 sons of Jacob / Israel. And then you've got like sort of clans within those tribes that are based on the sons or grandsons of those of the men whose names were, or the men after whom the tribes were named. So their sons, or possibly grandsons in this case, were probably the ones that were then, the namesakes of the clans within those tribes. But anyway, so as I already mentioned, part of the tribe of Manasseh already had settled. But then the other clans within the tribe of Manasseh, or actually half tribe, because Manasseh was technically only half the tribe because Manasseh and Ephraim were both sons of Joseph. Joseph was the full tribe. Those were like half tribes, but because the way that the land winds up being divvied out, there's 12 tribes or half tribes within the divisions, only because Levi, which would have been one of the tribes, doesn't actually get a full-on designated portion of land for themselves. They instead are split out amongst the other tribes, or spread out, I should say, in certain cities that each of those tribes would designate. Anyway, sorry, got like a weird hair going on in my eye or something. I don't know. I don't know if you noticed the bunch of rapid blinking that I did there for a second. Anyway. Okay. Enough about all that. Let's move on to verse 3. However, Zelophehad, a descendant of Hepher, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons. He had only daughters whose names were Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. These women came to Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the Israelite leaders and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us a grant of land along with the men of our tribe." So Joshua gave them a grant of land along with their uncles, as the Lord had commanded. As a result, Manasseh's total allocation came to 10 parcels of land, in addition to the land of Gilead and Bashan across the Jordan River, because the female descendants of Manasseh received a grant of land along with the male descendants. The land of Gilead was given to the rest of the male descendants of Manasseh. Okay, so the wording of some of that stuff there has me a little bit confused, but there was previously, I think in Deuteronomy, mention of the whole situation with Zelophehad. Feel free to just look up that name and get more information on that situation, but it kind of lays it out here that he has no sons, so his daughters are given some land because of that, because they wanted to still have some portion of land, you know, that their father would otherwise have gotten. Anyway, what's up, Jero? How you doing? Getting into Bible study here. I still have not figured out what game I'm going to play. I might look for some input on that later. I know you might vouch for Sonic Frontiers. I'm not totally opposed to the idea of that, but I'm definitely not going to want it to be quite as, I'm definitely not going back and doing other major trials and stuff like that. It would be more just, I don't know, completing the open world stuff. Anywho, still coughing. Bummer. I hope that gets better before too long. Anyway. By the way, while I'm on side notes here, the thing that you mentioned that you wanted me to do something with, I'm being vague for the sake of the stream. The thing that you mentioned in Discord that you wanted me to do something with, I might honestly even have to wait until tomorrow. Just because with the stream here, I'm not sure that I'll be in a good spot to handle that this evening. Anyway. Alright. Moving on with Bible study stuff. Verse 7. The boundary of the tribe of Manasseh extended from the border of Asher to Mikmethath, near Shechem. Then the boundary went south from Mikmethath to the settlement near the spring of Tapua. The land surrounding Tapua belonged to Manasseh, but the town of Tapua itself, on the border of Manasseh's territory, belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. From the spring of Tapua, the boundary of Manasseh followed the Kana ravine to the Mediterranean Sea. Several towns south of the ravine were inside Manasseh's territory, but they actually belonged to the tribe of Ephraim. In general, however, the land south of the ravine belonged to Ephraim, and the land north of the ravine belonged to Manasseh. Manasseh's boundary ran along the northern side of the ravine and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. North of Manasseh was the territory of Asher, and to the east was the territory of Issachar. You know what? Just because this is still indented here, I'll read verse 11 as well. The following towns within the territory of Issachar and Asher, however, were given to Manasseh: Bethshan, Ibleam, Dor, that is Nephoth Dor, Endor, Tanakh, and Megiddo, each with their surrounding settlements. Okay, so I guess it's mentioning some of that kind of stuff because there were, as it says here, towns within the territory of Issachar and Asher, but those towns specifically were given to Manasseh. And I guess there was a bit of kind of boundary crossing for some of these things. Not entirely sure why that was the case. But, I mean, geographic boundaries are not always, smooth. So it might just be an attempt to explain some of that kind of thing going on. Footnote there, Hebrew just says the sea instead of the Mediterranean Sea. It's assumed, though, that it was the Mediterranean. Footnote of Bethshan, Hebrew says Bethshean, but that might just be a variation of the spelling. Because, well, okay, so, actual original Hebrew does not have vowels. There might have been, sort of later versions of Hebrew that include vowels, and maybe some of that is where, some of the original documents, or whatever you want to call it, that was used for translation purposes here, and that kind of thing. But yeah, in general, the original Hebrew that this probably would have been written in, at least at first, didn't even have vowels, so, trying to assign vowels to it is just kind of a weird process, I guess you might say. I mean, obviously they would try and put that in based on pronunciation, at least in part. But yeah, it's, I don't want to say educated guesswork, but maybe a step or two of sophistication above that. Anyway, footnote at, the meaning of the Hebrew here is uncertain when it mentions Dor/Nephoth Dor. Okay. But there might be other manuscripts that they used in the translation that got them to the text that we see here. Anyway, a lot of that section was just talking about boundaries and whatnot for the land going to the western part of Manasseh. Whoa, didn't mean to highlight all that. Okay. And I guess from there we'll move on to verse 12. Before I do, though, yes, I did see your latest comment there, Jero. Appreciate your patience. Anyway, okay. Verse 12. But the descendants of Manasseh were unable to occupy these towns because the Canaanites were determined to stay in that region. Later, however, when the Israelites became strong enough, they forced the Canaanites to work as slaves, but they did not drive them out of the land. Okay. So, since it mentions a later portion, it's, I guess, kind of assumed that, like, where they were at this point in time, and maybe shortly thereafter, is when Manasseh wasn't able to... Okay. Now, when it says these towns, is it referring to... I guess it would be referring to, like, these ones up here? And not, like, this whole area? That would make the most sense to me. But then I guess eventually they were able to occupy those towns, even if they didn't completely drive the Canaanites out. They just kind of took over and, as it says here, forced the Canaanites to work as slaves. So right there. Kind of similar, I guess, to what happened in chapter 9 with the Gibeonites and that sort of thing, although maybe not necessarily with a peace treaty involved. But I will say, since we're on the topic of not being able to drive people out of the land, some of this stuff is kind of important to note, because these are the people that can, wind up giving them troubles later on in the Old Testament. Basically intermarrying in some cases, or like, having the culture and deities of those other people groups kind of seep in to what the Israelites were doing. So, yeah. Take note of these kinds of things, because that's, it becomes a bit of a problem later. Anyway. Okay, verse 14. The descendants of Joseph came to Joshua and asked, "Why have you given us only one portion of land as our homeland when the Lord has blessed us with so many people?" Joshua replied, "If there are so many of you, and if the hill country of Ephraim is not large enough for you, clear out land for yourselves in the forest where the Perizzites and Rephaites live." The descendants of Joseph responded, "It's true that the hill country is not large enough for us, but all the Canaanites in the lowlands have iron chariots, both those in Bethshan and its surrounding settlements, and those in the valley of Jezreel. They are too strong for us." I'll just continue to the end here. Then Joshua said to the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, the descendants of Joseph, "Since you are so large and strong, you will be given more than one portion. The forests of the hill country will be yours as well. Clear as much of the land as you wish, and take possession of its farthest corners. And you will drive out the Canaanites from the valleys too, even though they are strong and have iron chariots." So they're saying that they didn't get enough land. Joseph responds by basically saying, "All right, well, go and conquer this land. Yes, there's still people, there's still other people living there, but, like, you're all strong, and by your own admission, you have a large enough number of people. Go and get rid of them." But, they seem unsure of themselves. But Joshua is kind of reassuring them still that they can do it. Kind of in a different way, encouraging them much in the way that he was encouraged by God earlier on to, be strong and courageous. Like, multiple times throughout this book, as we call it, of Joshua, there's been reassurance from God and or from Joshua saying, hey, look, this might seem tough, but we got this. And that's pretty much what's going on here. So, in a way, it almost could be thought of as like Joshua's not necessarily buying their excuse, though. So, yeah, it's basically like, all right, well, you've been given this land that's already conquered. I'm giving you more land. How bad do you want it? Sometimes I think we need similar motivation to where it's, we need somebody asking us, how bad do we want it? When, we think that there's something that would be good for us that is sometimes, even if it's not obvious that it's God's will for us, but in either case, sometimes it's like we say we want something, but we're like telling ourselves it's going to be hard, so we're not really sure we want to put in that much effort. In some of those instances, we need somebody to come along and be like, all right, well, you say you want it. How bad do you really want it? Like, if you think that this is going to be so hard, just look at what you've got now, and is it really worth staying how you are and not doing, not working for this other thing? Or would you rather have the thing that you're thinking you want? Anyway, enough about that. That's really kind of all the thoughts I have on this chapter. Okay. Pause the Bible study for a bit. Sorry for not getting to chat for a little bit there. Project's directions probably at the very least. Wait. It's going to be finalized with loads of changes. Okay. Basically just saying there's been a lot of changes to your project there. Hopefully they're for the better. And yes, hopefully your artist isn't getting tired of your changes. Alright. We've also got chapter 18 that we will be looking at in today's live stream. Okay. Yeah, I might as well just keep rolling with this. Hold up. Biggest change to the project is the change of the main character. Right. Yeah, and if you're making changes to the characters, that definitely makes a significant difference then on artist's portrayal of those characters. Anywho. Alright. Moving on. More Bible study. Okay. Joshua chapter 18. Past couple of chapters have been spent on parts of the promised land being divvied up amongst the various tribes of Israel. And it seems like, the way that it's been worded, it seems like the order in which it's going through the chapters is actually the order in which it was, divided amongst the tribes. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the size of the tribes in particular, or what exactly the order of all of it was, but or what the reasoning was behind the order, but that just seems to be the progression of it thus far. And we're continuing along with that, I guess. Pausing real quick for chat. I shouldn't shove everything in. Let's see. Saving some ideas for a follow-up or something. Sounds almost like something that was done with a game that I've played recently. That some people thought maybe they should have, waited longer and gotten more of the ideas in initially. I'm not, saying anybody was wrong before, but, it's not necessarily a bad thing, either in stories or in video games or whatever, to, publish something with the majority of the ideas out there, and then go back later and be like, okay, there's more, though, and tack that on in whatever way seems best. Anywho. Alrighty. Here we go. Joshua chapter 18. Now that the land was under Israelite control, the entire community of Israel gathered at Shiloh and set up the tabernacle. But there remained 7 tribes who had not yet been allotted their grants of land. Then Joshua asked them, "How long are you going to wait before taking possession of the remaining land the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has given you? Select 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them out to explore the land and map it out. They will then return to me with a written report of their proposed divisions of their new homeland. Let them divide the land into 7 sections, excluding Judah's territory in the south and Joseph's territory in the north. And when you record the 7 divisions of the land and bring them to me, I will cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord our God to assign land to each tribe." So that almost kind of makes me wonder, the way that this is all worded, did the previous tribes of Judah and Joseph, although Joseph's tribe, it was split into multiple different sections, did those tribes or half-tribes or whatever themselves come up to Joshua initially and say, hey, we want this land specifically? Makes you wonder. It doesn't outright say that, but it's kind of implied by the fact that Joshua is asking the remaining tribes that haven't gotten their lands portioned out yet to do all this stuff. Either that, or it could have just been told, to Joshua by God to give the land that was already divided to those particular tribes. But anyway, so trying to remember where they had the tabernacle and everything set up, which, by the way, the footnote there just says tent of meeting. Kind of, I'm not sure if that's the definition of it from the Hebrew or what, but something like that idea. Anyway, so wherever they were set up before that they kept returning to after all the fighting, they have now moved their main encampment, probably because they always went with the tabernacle, moved that to Shiloh, at this point. But yeah, I guess now Joshua's proposing that the rest of the tribes select some men to scout out the land and figure out how they want to divide it. Okay. Moving on to verse 7. The Levites, however, will not receive any allotment of land. Their role as priests of the Lord is their allotment. And the tribes of Gad, Reuben, and the half-tribe of Manasseh won't receive any more land, for they have already received their grant of land, which Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave them on the east side of the Jordan River. That was still Joshua speaking there. And I guess that was the end of what he said. So then in verse 8 it continues on. As the men started on their way to map out the land, Joshua commanded them, "Go and explore the land and write a description of it. Then return to me, and I will assign the land to the tribes by casting sacred lots here in the presence of the Lord at Shiloh." The men did as they were told and mapped the entire territory into 7 sections, listing the towns in each section. They made a written record and then returned to Joshua in the camp at Shiloh. And there at Shiloh, Joshua cast sacred lots in the presence of the Lord to determine which tribe should have each section. Basically a lot of ways of saying the same thing in there, pretty much. But, so they scouted out the land, pretty much said, okay, here's how we think we want to divide it, with the towns in each different section. And then there was this whole casting of sacred lots to determine which of those 7 sections went to which tribe. All right, pausing for chat real quick. Or maybe not that quick. I just love the ambitious projects. It tries to be the best thing it can be. Sadly, most of them end up being rushed, cutting almost all his projects just to release on time. It's especially with regard to video games. Crash Twin Sanity sadly suffers from that issue. Too many ideas and concept art left out and making the game less than what it was intended to be. Yeah, but there's a difference between, cutting stuff out because you feel like you have to meet a deadline and, intentionally leaving some things out that might not necessarily be needed right away. And I get the impression that's what you're trying to do with your project there, is like, okay, include what needs to be included, but maybe some of the other stuff that could continue it we'll just maybe leave for some other chapter or possible further expansion of it. Anyway. All right. Quick little sip of water there. Okay. So now we get to some more land being given out. Verse 11. The first allotment of land went to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. It lay between the territory assigned to the tribes of Judah and Joseph. The northern boundary of Benjamin's land began at the Jordan River, went north to the slope of Jericho, then west through the hill country and the wilderness of Beth-aven. From there the boundary went south to Luz, that is Bethel, and proceeded down to Ataroth Adar, on the hill that lies south of lower Beth-horon. The boundary then made a turn and swung south along the western edge of the hill facing Beth-horon, ending at the village of Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, a town belonging to the tribe of Judah. This was the western boundary. Okay. So, first allotment out of the 7 divisions that were established is going to Benjamin. And this kind of tabbed in portion seems to be focused on the boundaries of that division of land. Now, it says it was between the territory assigned to Judah and Joseph. Now, is that implying that it was the only one in between? I mean, it might be the case. Again, I'm not super familiar or aware of all the geography there. But a couple of these town names are sounding familiar, so yeah, it definitely could just be, smack dab in between them and using some of their boundaries as the boundary for this region too. Verse 15. Southern boundary began at the outskirts of Kiriath Jearim. From that western point, it ran to the spring at the waters of Nephtoah, and down to the base of the mountain beside the valley of Ben Hinnom, at the northern end of the valley of Rephaim. From there it went down to the valley of Hinnom, crossing south of the slope where the Jebusites lived, and continued down to En Rogel. From En Rogel, the boundary proceeded in a northerly direction and came to En Shemesh and on to Geliloth, which is across from the slopes of Adumim. Then it went down to the stone of Bohan. Bohan was Reuben's son. From there it passed along the north side of the slope overlooking the Jordan Valley. The border then went down into the valley, ran past the north slope of Beth Hogla, and ended at the north bay of the Dead Sea, which is the southern end of the Jordan River. This was the southern boundary. The eastern boundary was the Jordan River. These are the boundaries of the homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. So yeah, further stuff about boundaries there. Seems like the southern boundary was kind of the most complicated and not straight lined, which definitely remember reading some of that. I think more so in the land that was given to Judah. So, I mean, that would make sense if Judah was the southernmost, because I think I remember Judah saying it stretched all the way down to like the border of Egypt. So, yeah, would then make sense if Benjamin's southern boundary is like shared with a boundary of Judah, that it's all like whacked out. Footnotes. Or from there it went to Moza. The meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain. But from there would have been Kiriath Jearim. Would be saying that it went to Moza. So I'm not sure if it's saying that that would have been an additional like landmark, or if like landmark, designating the boundary, or if, I don't know. Meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain, so hard for me to be real certain about something like that. Waters of Nephtoah, or the spring at Me Nephtoah. Waters were the spring, I presume. Or this little like prefix kind of thing here might have also stood for waters or spring even. I don't know. Footnote at Jordan Valley. Hebrew says, rather than from there it passed along the north side of the slope overlooking the Jordan Valley, it would have been the slope overlooking the Arabah, or overlooking Beth Arabah. So, given that Araba is part of this version of the name of the place, I still am all the more inclined to think that Araba was really just like a Hebrew word for valley or something to that effect. But anywho, pausing again for chat. Jeez, you're leaving me a lot to catch up on here. Sonic Frontiers, at least, was mostly finished. Content was a bit lacking, and the last island with the final boss was rushed. Yeah. And that is, of course, why they did the updates. And I'm saying that's not necessarily a bad thing that they did it that way. Should have all the ideas I have for my own project. Could be longer, but then most stuff won't be fleshed out. Don't want to spend that long working on the same project. So yeah, there's a fine balance potentially between rushing something just to get it out by a certain deadline, but also like being excited maybe to get it out there, even if you don't have a specific deadline. So those, I don't know. There are aspects of those that to people who aren't in, the development or creation of a thing could seem kind of similar. But, again, not passing any judgment on anything here. If anything, I'm trying to maybe come to the defense of some games that seem like they might be lacking a little bit at first, but then, updates come and stuff gets added later on. And no, Sonic Frontiers is not the only game I'm thinking of when I talk about that. Because one could argue, Kingdom Hearts 3 was maybe a little bit like that, although it didn't necessarily feel incomplete before any of the updates or the DLC. It just, I don't know. There was definitely more that was added later on, though. So they clearly didn't use up all the ideas in the initial release of that game either. And I'm sure there are others that had a similar kind of thing happen with them. Yeah, anyway. Alright. Got one last little section of the Bible study here, and then we can figure out what game I might play during the just chill hangout portion of the stream. Okay. Let's get to verse 21 here and just wrap up the chapter. These were the towns given to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. And it's going to be a whole lot of town names in here, so get ready for me to pause while I try and figure out some pronunciations. Anyway, Jericho, Beth Hogla, Emek Keziz, Beth Araba, Zemarium, Bethel, Avim, Para, Ophrah, Kephar Ammoni, Ophni, and Geba, 12 towns with their surrounding villages. Also, Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpah, Kephirah, Moza, Rechem, Erpil, Terala, Zela, Halef, the Jebusite town, that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kiriath Jearim, 14 towns with their surrounding villages. This was the homeland allocated to the clans of the tribe of Benjamin. So, why does it... I personally am not sure why it bothers to separate these 14 towns from these 12 towns. I don't know if they were just going more so by size, or maybe it was relative to different boundaries of that territory. I don't know. But it's just, those were all the towns. And I guess now that it mentions some of them, there might be, it could make a little bit more sense of some of the boundary descriptions too. Moza, I think, was the one that was mentioned up here. So maybe Moza was the town that was near the waters of Neftoa, because I don't think it says Neftoa down here. But I don't know. So anyway, total of 26 towns and their surrounding villages given to the tribe of Benjamin. And I guess that's it, really. It just kind of... So it was explaining kind of what was going on at the time, why certain divisions from this point forward are the way that they are. And then was like, all right, so for Benjamin, here's the boundaries. Here are the towns within those boundaries. Okay. And that's all I got on Chapter 18, I guess. Development and lost media, especially on games, is fun to watch. I like games like Crash to Insanity, even if most of that game was sadly cut because deadlines. Fans of that game really want to see the game remade, and even the devs don't think that will ever happen, sadly, because Crash 4 now exists, which retcons games after Crash 3 Warped. I've played at least one Crash game, maybe another. And I'm trying to exclude ones that it was just like, okay, I briefly played a little bit with a friend, or like while visiting a friend or anything like that. And the one that I know for sure that I played was Wrath of Cortex on the PS2. Specifically remember owning that game, playing that game, and then not feeling like going completionist on it. So once I played through it the first time, was just kind of like, yeah, okay, guess I'm done. As far as other Crash games, I think that it's mostly just been maybe little bits here and there because of, like, again, being with a friend or something to that effect. I mean, I could tell you for sure, somewhat recently, like within the past few years, I did some like Crash Team Racing, or whatever the newer version of that is. I don't know if... Well, first of all, Frontiers was only, like, the main game of Frontiers was not hard. That was part of the reason why they made the updated stuff as hard as they did. We've discussed this. But really, like, I don't know. Wrath Cortex might not be that difficult in the pantheon of Crash Bandicoot games. But, I don't remember that being particularly difficult. I certainly don't remember thinking it was anywhere near as difficult as I thought the Sonic Frontiers updated stuff was. But I don't know. Maybe the game that I played was not the norm for Crash Bandicoot stuff. I do not believe I have access to any Crash Bandicoot games on my Xbox. Especially, that's more so a PlayStation thing. In fact, I think that's exclusively a PlayStation thing. Crash was like their mascot early on. Or at least somewhat early on. Should one day play the sequel of Wrath of Cortex. Twinsanity. Yeah. Oh, I guess some of those games might be available on other non-PlayStation systems now, even on Xbox. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, like, maybe it's just because of the game style as well. I remember playing a little bit of uh Crash 1, like maybe it was some sort of demo or something, or maybe even like game within a game or something of the first Crash Bandicoot, but I seem to recall playing some of that at some point and not thinking that that was particularly difficult. Anyway, real quick, looking at notifications on my phone. And getting some people commenting on a recent short video thing that I posted to a couple of social media pages. Like, as a reel on Instagram, it already has more than 500 views after only about 3.5 hours. Alright, somebody made a comment on it. Let me... Okay. Like, I can never tell how serious people are being with their comments sometimes. Like, half the time the wording might sound like, oh, you said this. You don't even know what you're talking about. But, like, somebody that said something that could have been taken that way came back just now and was like, yeah, just thought it was funny the way that you said this, because, like, you know. And then they gave a reason. I guess the way I phrased it in the video for a particular thing that I was saying, I was talking about games, quote, nowadays. Couple people are responding with, like, what do you mean nowadays? This game that you're playing was released over 15 years ago. The game in question being the first Assassin's Creed, which was released back in 2007. Anyway. Crash Twinsanity is like an open world Crash that was... Okay. I almost wonder then if Twinsanity was meant to be kind of akin to like a Mario 64 kind of deal. Because open world was generally pretty hard to pull off in those days without it being like hub world and other branching worlds from there. Really, I think Legend of Zelda was the main franchise that was actually, even by today's standards, legitimately open world back in those times. Anywho, so I suppose I could continue playing more Sonic Frontiers, although I mean, I think most of what I would end up doing would be just trying to complete the map in the update portion of things, maybe also switching between the characters, seeing what happens there. Um, eh. Or I could go back to the base game and try and go more completionist on that. I just. The reason I'm hesitant on that is just because I don't remember feeling that, like, engaged and into it after a while of going more completionist, at least in the base game of Frontiers. Yeah, so it's. I suppose I'll give it a shot, though. At least doing stuff with the other characters. But I need some time to change the setup to do the gaming stuff. So let me get some music ready for y'all to listen to, and then I will step away for a couple minutes before going into the gaming portion of the stream. Let me see what I've got here. Okay, you know what? I was looking at all this stuff. Actually, I don't know if I've done that bit of music in one of the streams. I don't know. I keep trying to look for, okay, have I played this particular song in a stream? And, like, going through all the ones that I haven't used yet. I think after this week, I might just have to say, okay, you know what? Let me just pick one that I like or that seems to fit. Anywho. Okay. I will be back in a couple minutes. Okay. Kind of forgot how short that song was. Anywho. Okay. So I guess at least this time around, Sonic Frontiers it is. Maybe for next week, I'll figure out a different game to play. There are some that I've been wanting to maybe kind of try out, but I'm not sure I want to just dive headlong into as if I'm going to do a full playthrough of them. Oh, yeah. And real quick, edit stream info on Twitch here. If I really wanted to, I could do a New Game Plus, but I think I might have another time and reason I might want to get into that. So I suppose I will have to continue. So if I continue from that one, well, you know what? I'm just gonna pick it anyway. I'm hoping it's not gonna try to launch me into a redo of that whole part of things. Alright. There we go. Alrighty. So does that mean I have to come back up here every time that I want to swap characters? Receive battle guidance? What? Return to island exploration. I assume that would take it back to like the main part of the game. Anyway, character swap. Honestly don't know which one I want to start with. Let's go Tails. Alright. What did that do? Did that even do anything? Oh. Okay, whatever. And was that how I got up here? Probably. Or maybe it was that way. I don't know. Alright. So I guess now the question is where to go. Is that an enemy? I'm thinking that might be an enemy. Well, I would definitely like to unlock the rest of the map. So, hold on. I'm trying to remember what all I have available for Tails. Side Blaster, Spike Stomp. Okay, I did get the Cyclone boost. Left stick and right trigger with max rings, right. They patched Knuckles to play much better. Glide's faster to do with no slow startup. Glide turning is better. Ah, okay. Well, then I guess I could just fall from here and... Actually. Boom. Get to ground level even faster. Although if I'm trying to unlock portions of the map, I don't know if Tails is the best character to do it with. You would think in most cases that would probably be Sonic. Jeez, Lou. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. I'm like, Tails can spin dash too, but I'm not sure I unlocked that. Nope. Have not unlocked that. Okay, tell you what. Oh, but then I would need to turn around. Well, the extra animation to get in the cyclone or whatever doesn't seem to help that. So my question is, how, like, what would be the best way to get all the way back up there each time? Would it literally make me re-climb it every time I wanted to get up there? Because that seems rather tedious. Anyway, thoughts on the Cyclone Boost? Yeah. Definitely like it for the most part. If I'm really trying to be fast, though, in cases like that, I don't necessarily like that it takes extra time to do the first animation thing. Yeah, I know I can Cyclone Boost up there as Tails, but if I wanted to swap... Like, if I was playing as, I don't know, say Amy, and wanted to swap to a different character, how do I get all the way back up there as her? Alright, so I'm clearly not really able to unlock that super well. Okay, Guardian, Chaos Emerald Vault, Hermit Coco... Elder... Map Coco. Okay. Well then, shoot, yeah, let me get to one of those. Oh, and those ones are skill pieces. Okay. I have to climb again, but it's easier with Amy. Okay. I kind of, you would hope after all that they just have a way to make it easier in general. Oh, that, okay. I need to go up higher to get to that map Coco thing, I guess. Okay. Had to get my bearings on where it is first. I probably should have done the infinite boost thing first. And now I've lost track of where I am and where that is. Oh, but as long as I can recharge it, then I'm pretty much fine. I slipped down below it again. And didn't even realize. Okay, whatever. Master King's Tower seems to be the only one with checkpoints. let me start this off up a little higher. For a second, I was like, wait, where'd the platform go that I was trying to get to? And I still didn't do the infinite boost thing like I was saying I should have done. Okay, whatever, made it. Okay, what all did that reveal? It's like it's showing me something else right where I am, but... Oh, it might be one of those skill point Coco, just for a different character. Okay. Let me go over here next. Oh, come on. Glad it took that. I'm glad it accepted that. I need to go up high again, don't I? Like maybe right there. No. Okay, whatever. That works. Ronos Island went from being a part of Kronos to a chunk of Kronos with a different island name to the final island of the game. And while I'm close by, I guess I can check out the portal thingamajig. Which is that way. Oh yeah, but these ones are especially challenging, aren't they? So, could take me a while to complete it. Yeah, do I need to visit the Elder and or Hermit Coco as these characters to also get, like, extra speed and ring capacity and attack power and whatnot? Oh, I can't do the portal thing as Tails, I guess. Okay. Well then. Let's go over here, get him some skill points. Or maybe there first, and then I can work my way kind of downward. Only Sonic does cyberspace. Yeah, okay. Okay, do I need to do something specific here? Is this even a thing that I can do with Tails? There is platform. It showed like... Oh, right, this is the thing that reveals the map, not the... Alright. forget. Do I need to, like, hold X when that thing comes around? Or what? I'm a little bit confused. And also, I feel like I'm eventually going to need to move some of these things around to, like, have them line up a certain way. Oh, but I have to, like, keep it held for a while. Oh, come on. I was right there. How was that not enough? There. Okay. Jeez. First I thought it had more to do with the flame thingy in the middle, but I guess not. Maybe that was supposed to be a way to do it. I don't know. Okay. Now it's not giving me an option to move these, so maybe they don't need to be moved. Anyway. Let me go here next, I guess. Whoa, okay. Hello. Alrighty, skill points. And I guess now I'll try and do this thing. Main goal is revealing more of the map. Secondary goal is trying to get as many skill points as I can for all the characters now. Okay. Not sure this is one for Tails to do. Or there's that. I don't think this will get me up high enough. Nope. Okay, but what would I do with it from here? Do I just side loop around all this stuff now? That wouldn't... Well, I didn't think I'd be able to go fast enough to close that. That doesn't seem quite right either. Okay. So maybe it's just getting these lit up. How do I get that one lit up, though? Alright, well. Really? Alright, fine. Let me go at it like this. It's in the... What? It's in the area of side looping. There's an extra button. Oh. This? No. Wait. I think I see it now. Okay, so I was probably supposed to start with that one. All right. Yay, more map. Alright, and since that's right nearby and within my line of sight, more skill points. Alright, I'm at 11 now. Is that going to be up higher or down lower? Seemingly up higher. Oh, come on, really? No. Don't really want to fight you. I am a little curious, though. Yeah. This is probably not going to go so well. Never mind. Never mind. I don't want to fight you now. And now I have nowhere near max rings, which means I can't do the cyclone thing. At least for a while. Okay, so I'm trying to go there. And I probably need to get up really high for it. Which means I'll probably need the cyclone. Yeah, let me just make a bunch of circles here. Bunch of side loops. Oh, hey. I can get skill points from doing this, too. Definitely not as often as I get rings. Okay, back to max. Really? Actually, I probably don't want to have my jumps used up there. Alright. Come on. Where's my skill point platform thing? There's no way it's up this high, right? That just doesn't make any sense. I'm like, there's yellow over there, but that's just a ramp. I'm a bit confused by this. I'm not seeing a platform for it way up high. Also don't see one down on the ground there. Well, there wouldn't be a platform on the ground. I just don't see the, Yeah, no, I don't see the Coco that would give me the skill points. Shouldn't be too high. That's probably... See, there we go, okay. Like, that set of, like, ring things would make the most sense of how I'm supposed to get up to it without using the Cyclone. Anyway. Oh, hello, that's a lot. Jeez. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted this. What can I get? I could do the debuff parry. I'll have reduced attack power. I feel like I'd rather save up for some of the other stuff first. Like the Cyclone Cannon? RT and X with max rings? Yeah, let's save up for that. Also, Sage down here. Not that that's particularly necessary. Knuckles over here? For what purpose? Access requirements, 3 portal gears, but I probably need to be playing as Sonic to open that up anyway. Maybe not. You know what? Let me see if I can unlock it as Tails. Even if I can't actually, like, get into it. Nope. Okay. Well, that was a thought. It's what I get for trying not to assume things. Knuckles!
Hey, Tails! How's the whole cyber corruption thing going? I've been making good progress breaking all sorts of stuff. If you need my strength, let me know.
I'm good for now. You've been a great help, Knuckles. Now, I just need to get the emeralds before the cyber corruption gets worse.
So, Are there any of these dialogue points, or are they all, perhaps, exclusive to each individual character? Like, if I am playing as Knuckles, would this thing with Sage be here? Would that spot I just went to maybe have had Tails instead of... I don't know. Map Coco is probably not going to be on the ground level, but it's to complete the game, and yes, also Tails didn't move a single lip. Yeah, so, like, with the Cyclone at his disposal, Tails definitely seems like the easiest character with which to complete a bunch of this stuff. Why is it... Okay. There's the map thing. There we go. That revealed a fair bit. So I guess there are some map revealing things that are like, okay, yeah, like that one seems to be exclusive to Knuckles, and alright. So there's actually still quite a lot of this to do. Okay, this one's down low. Sweet. Five more skill points there. Or 5 more skill point levels. Hold up. What's that over there? No, not this. I'm looking in this direction and I'm like, hey, there's a thing here. That looks like it might be a Tails thing. I mean, it's got a yellow ring around it. Sure. But that was definitely not the one I was trying to get to. That one is up much higher. Which, again, I guess it shouldn't really be a surprise that all these ones for Tails are up this high. And bunch of skill points again. Okay. And I keep pressing the map button just because I've been pressing it before. Cyclone Cannon. So with max rings... Nope. Okay, maybe it wants me to get the rings first. Boom. Okay. There's another one in the ground when you went to the... Anyway. I thought the one lower to the ground was just for Amy, though. Although, can I get those even as different Like, this right here. I know this one's for Amy. Is that the one you were talking about? Gonna have to wait a few seconds because I know there's a bit of a delay within the live stream. Another yellow one not too far away. I just figured that would all eventually be revealed as I, you know, reveal more parts of the map. Didn't mean to fall down like that. Is it visible from here? Because I'm currently unable to see it. Okay, well, tell you what, maybe I can go there. That doesn't reveal much that's, like, really close to where I am, though. I mean, if it's close enough to the ground, then hopefully I'll just be able to see it as I mean, there is a platform thing there. But I think that might be where I just was. I don't know. Whatever. I don't feel any particular need to... Oh, hello. Maybe this was it. Alright, anyway. Well, whether or not that's the one, I think I'm going to go over here and try and reveal more of the map now. I really don't think it's going to be up that high. Right? No, I've, like, almost reached the upper limit. So where is it? Is it down really low here instead? Oh, geez. Oh, is it like inside that thing? That could be it. I guess there's another button like that somewhere around here. Am I gonna be able to get up? Yeah, okay. And another. Over this way. Okay. I think now with all that, I can get, yeah, okay, cool. Alright. Guess I might as well keep doing the Tails specific stuff as much as I can while I'm playing as Tails. Hello. You're helpful. This is going to be a similar kind of deal, isn't it? Similar to the last one where it's like I gotta do a bunch of other stuff to be able to get to the map revealing spring? Spring. Alright, got Sonic Dream Team for the Apple Arcade yesterday. Pretty good. It's monthly. Gotta pay monthly, yeah. Are there any springs or anything on any of these platforms? Not as far as I can tell, so what's, oh. I was like, what's the deal here? But that's probably the deal. Yeah, there we go. Skip. Oh, okay. So the yellow ring down. Yeah, I saw one down lower too. I'm guessing that's it right there. I'm thinking that's the one that we both saw. Boop. And let's see here. I don't think I have any need to get to the Chaos Emeralds now, right? Oh, geez, I've been doing all this stuff over here, and still a bunch of stuff for Tails in that area. Alright, well, you know what? While I'm kind of close by, let me go talk with Sage. Also, still not sure I want that next. Not sure if I'm going to go for the spin dash or the charge wrench attack first. They can be used as a platform. What? Okay. I think I'll go for that one next, then.
I scanned the skies earlier, I detected a similar reading in the ruins. Maybe there's something in the air.
That would be a satellite placed in space by the ancients. There are multiple satellites positioned over a wide area.
But why did they put them up there?
There is evidence that the satellites were used to send some kind of authentication code. The columns of light you have seen above ground are all masses of electronic data.
That must mean the Emerald Vaults opened when interacting with that light. It was receiving data to unlock them from the satellites.
Okay. Cool story, bro. Woohoo, look out. Do I even... Is there any need for Lookout Coco anymore? Is there any function or purpose to them? Anyway, okay. Let me go up to this and see if I can make that happen. Hold up. Infinite boost. No, there's no purpose to the Lookout Coco anymore. It didn't seem like it to me, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, you know, missing out on something. Okay. Whoop. Really? Whoop. Hello. Oh, geez, okay. Well, that doesn't send it particularly far. Nope, come on. I need a straighter angle for that one, I guess. Okay. Hiya. Too high. Really? How did... There we go. Ah, so close. Come on. Okay, that's not the direction I was trying to go with that, but okay. This puzzle was painful to do with Sonic. Really? Okay, let me try this again. Now that I kind of know what I'm getting into. How did that miss the last one? There we go. Okay. Jumping kind of seems to help. Although maybe not in every direction. Really? Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to redo this again. Yeah, maybe I need more distance, and that'll send it further along. Okay. Or not. Okay, maybe distance and jumping. How did it not get the last one? There we go. Yeah, you say use the camera to aim. It's not necessarily going straight every time, though. Alright, well. See, yeah, no, it's like... I don't know why, like, jumping seems to help with this, but... it does. So... eh. Really? Why does it not want to work right for this part? Wait, were you saying using like a steeper angle on the camera would help with it? Like vertical? Okay. Come on. What the? Why is it, like, just doinking off of things so many times? I don't get that. And it didn't get the last... Okay. See, and that, like, I've got it basically lined up camera-wise, but I... Yeah, this is not gonna happen. What the? Why did it go backwards there? Alright. I don't know if Tails is necessarily the best character for this, or am I the problem? It could just be me. I would not put that out of the realm of possibility, because this is me we're talking about. Nah. Really? Like, I basically have it lined up here. What is the problem? That would be interesting if I could keep just, like, moving it along like that. Come on. Okay, that wasn't completely lined up, I'll admit. But that, now, no, that just didn't go the direction that I had the camera. Why does it do this? Really? All that extra effort just for one little floating data ring thing. Okay, that I just didn't actually have lined up. And it's getting worse. Why is this not working the way that it seems like it should? Wonder what happens if I... Okay, that does nothing. Alright, this might be a come back to it later kind of thing. These still remain even with different characters, right? I don't have to do this as Tails? No, because you said you tried to do it as Sonic. Right. This is just another conversation point thing.
I was surprised when the Death Egg robot blasted a hole in the ground. There were similar robots on other islands, but why was the one on Chaos Island the only one able to do that?
Because that was the one that the doctor was riding when he arrived at the Starfall Islands. It's equipped for battle and has consoles for investigating the islands and ruins. When he descended on the island, he used a miniature vehicle instead to head into the ruins. There, he obtained a massive amount of data regarding ancient technology and transitioned into cyberspace. Many threats awaited him there. After eradicating them, I returned to the Starfall Islands, but the Death Egg robot was already damaged by then, presumably by the heat and smoke from a volcano. So in order to continue our investigation of the island, we composed downgraded versions of the robot he was originally riding and placed them in various locations.
So that's why the original Death Egg robot on Chaos Island was the only one that could shoot beams and had consoles installed. We wouldn't have been able to find the underground passageway without it.
I did not expect Sonic to hack into it.
Sonic Force, like, this conversation you're saying is a Sonic Forces reference?
Secure the original robot and add it to our ranks. That is, if we can get it ready in time for our foe's appearance.
So wait, does that mean there was stuff going on with Sage in Sonic Forces, or is Sage actually a brand new character to this game? I never actually played Sonic Forces, so I have no clue. Alright, so you're saying doing this as Tails is a good idea. Maybe I actually need to be up high. Why does hitting it up higher seem to move it farther? That, like, defies physics. No. Come on. I have it, like, completely perfect. Okay. But that time it was like hitting it lower made it go further. I'm so confused by this. I can do, like, the exact same thing multiple times and get different results. What the heck? Oh, come on. Why is it going so far off in that direction? That makes no sense whatsoever. Okay. It's like in certain directions, it wants you to hit it at different spots. It's weird. Why is it like this? This makes no sense. Okay, that might have been the camera being slightly off. Nope. Okay. Again, backwards. How? And like sometimes jumping helps, sometimes it doesn't. Like it's like I have to hit it at a different vertical spot sometimes, just depending on which set of these ring things I'm going for. What? That should not be possible. See, that time the jump helped. Oh, come on. How did it not get that last ring? It was perfectly in line with it. No. Ah, come on. No. Stop hitting against other things. No, this is the one that wants me to hit it lower for some reason. And probably this one too. Ah, so close. Missed it by like just a few rings there. Okay, but that's a different kind of making no sense, alright? They're not the same. Like, doing stuff that is, you know, clearly, you know, that, like, comparing aspects of a character and wanting that to be logical as opposed to actual puzzles within a game, not a fair comparison, in my opinion. Oh my gosh. Why does it keep just... How did... Again, how and why does it go backwards? Ever? I'm not gonna get it this time. Coco might be the problem. Oh, it actually does seem like it's hitting them. Let me put myself in the middle of them, and that actually legit might be the problem. Okay. Well, in light of that, maybe I should go over here. 'Cause, yeah. Elder Coco's that way. I can turn them in there, right? Although, maybe I should try and hit some stuff in between. I think I already tried that particular bit, so yeah, whatever. Alright, I'm gonna head over this way, get some more skill points. On my way to the Elder Coco. Doesn't look like that one's down on the ground. Oh, it's up there. Okie day. Yep. Okay, I've got enough skill points for... I guess I'll do this next. Charged wrench attack. It's not going to give me the time to try and use that as a platform. It said it can be used as a platform once. I don't know. Are the Coco considered to be babies? Now, why the heck am I way back here? What? Was that just like the last checkpoint or whatever that it... That's kind of dumb, though. And it lost the infinite boost because of doing training simulation stuff. That's okay. I have a plan. When I run out of boost, or almost run out of boost, I'm just gonna have Tails do this. And now I have more boost. Yeah, even you're sitting here like, how? How does this happen? I'm telling you, my luck with games is absolute garbage. Even in the little things that don't make much difference. Okay, I'm pretty sure I see the next skill point thing over here, and okay, that one was on me, though. And now I gotta get myself some more elevation. Although, hold up. Because I just saw the Elder. Hey, let's talk. Okay, so that does actually affect Tail. Oh, good griefs. So there's a whole separate thing. Pop-in is so bad in this game because everything loads when you're close. But it's fun to watch them load everything too. Alright. I'm putting the rest into speed. And now I need a few more rings to be able to use the Cyclone. Wow, and it gave me 3. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Most of the bad pop-ins are the platforms and maybe even rails that they added somewhat because of higher detail and not having a lower poly model. Oh, so you mean things like appearing on the... Anyway. Also, apologies if it's been a minute. Temple Snail, how's it going? Welcome to the chat, if you're still there. What happened in Joshua 17? It's just basically parts of the Promised Land are getting divided up amongst the different tribes of Israel. Chapter 17 focused on the western portion of what was given to the tribe of Manasseh. and 18, which we looked at right after that, was on the land that was given to, why am I blanking? I have it pulled up right here, so give me a sec. Benjamin, yeah, that tribe. Okay, now, from here, I can go this way. Talk with Sage a bit, yeah. But yeah, so, in case you're wondering why I would be just reading through a seemingly random chapter like that, I'm actually just going, like, Genesis to Revelation through the Bible, couple chapters a week at a time. And yes, I know that's going to take a while.
Miles Prower, if you and the doctor combine your intellect...
I wouldn't mind, but I don't know if Dr. Eggman would be willing.
You two are at odds with one another, yet you would cooperate with him?
Of course. I couldn't answer that on Chaos Island, but now I'm ready to decide for myself.
Alright, anything else that I really should do as Tails here? Yeah, I mean, okay, so to clarify for anyone in Twitch, this is YouTube chat here, asking my thoughts on the graphics and environments in the game. I'd say the overall aesthetics and the look of it's pretty good. I mean, I definitely wouldn't consider the graphics to be like top tier or anything like that, but they don't really need to be for a game like this. I think it fits pretty well with the game being open world and having a few different environments, though. Just, again, the general landscapes and layouts and things like that. The environments. So yeah, I think generally speaking it all looks good, but, like... like, that particular view of the water, although that's from a distance, so, But I'm like, take the water, for example. Maybe not exactly the best looking water. Although it does look better up closer.
Hey, Tails. Cool gadget you got there.
Well, I know I
Which
can't
one?
fight like you or Knuckles. So I'll use whatever tools I can to make myself useful.
You do you, buddy. You always know how to help out.
Okay. I'm not seeing too much else that's like, oh yeah, I really should do this specifically as Tails. Although I might have to go back and forth between the characters a bit as things progress. Oh. Another one of these kind of things. Okay, is it a time to get through this stuff? No, it's a time to get up there. Well. Oh, especially given that much time? And the cyclone? Easy peasy. You see, and now there's more of the map that I can reveal. up towards the corner. Maybe. But this way. Yeah. Okay, that was super simple compared to the other one that I was trying to do before. Oh, maybe it wasn't as close to the corner of the map as I thought. Oh yeah, and I totally need to see the Hermit Cocoa to try and turn in some of these attack and defense boosts. I don't think I even see a marker on the map yet for the Hermit Cocoa. Oh well. Yeah, that platform is going to be up a bit higher. Here's an idea. Let me just start off way up here. And hey, look at that. Whoop. Been hyped for this game since it first got announced as a teaser in 2021. I mean, it's a good game. Still think I'm gonna get the spin dash next and then do the special parrying thing. Ooh, hello. That's probably the other one that I've revealed already. Yep. And I was close to that before I even came over to this one. It's like I unintentionally ignored it for a moment. Okay. Nope, I keep pressing that when I mean to press start. Spin dash. Does pressing it multiple times make you go faster? I don't know. Okay. Well, I've done the majority of what I know I can do with Tails, although I might want to try going back over, I think it was here, and redoing that one map revealing thing with the many kind of hoop things to shoot the ball through, because maybe now without the Cocoa in the way I'll be able to do a little better at that. But once I do pretty much everything that it seems like I can do with Tails, I might actually wrap up the stream for today.
I've been feeling off ever since that shockwave hit. I hope you're hanging in there, Tails.
I'm okay, but the enemy might be recharging their energy. We need to hurry.
Yeah, let's get going, buddy.
Okay, and stop worrying about me and start believing in me.
Alright. So, you know what? I might hit this up along the way. I've gained a little bit of speed, too. So if that's the speed one that I'm thinking it is... maybe I'll be able to complete it this time? Well, I'm not sure if, at this point, the boost is the better option or the spin dash. Ah, it just overshot it. Just barely overshot it. Alright, fine. This way, right? Yeah. But it definitely seems doable now. Didn't really seem so doable before, and I don't know why. Well, maybe that's what messed it up before. Oh, there we go. Like right at the very last moment. You see, and now that reveals another map revealing thing. It's just gonna keep drawing me in here. That away. Okay, what's this one? Okay, another get somewhere quickly kind of thing. Oh, well, shoot. Having Tails with the Cyclone might actually be the easiest character to do this with. And it's gonna give me how long? Over 200 seconds. Okay, got that one. I'm seeing another one over here. I might as well just go for that. I'm hoping it's not the one that's like completely opposite. Although it might be. With the way I'm headed. Oh, I lost my infinite boost. No, come back, infinite boost. Really expected the infinite boost to last a little longer than it did there. Oh, well. Okay. Yeah, I really do think I picked the furthest one away to go to second. Okay, got that one. Now, which direction is the third one in? Okay, I think I see it. Alright, got just shy of 2 minutes to get there. Pretty sure it'll be fine. But given my luck and other things that have happened in this game, I do not want to assume too much. And boom. Oh, geez. Now there's a fourth one. That figures. What the... I would hope that's the last one. That would be kind of crazy if they added another spot to get to after all of this. Whoop. Okay. Yay. Also, just curious, why are we waiting for when the game turns half a decade old? Okay, so what is this thing? Oh, that already has a check mark. That's probably... Yeah, I think that might actually just be the marker for the... Yeah, okay. It's just the marker for that dude. Well, I don't need that right now. Alright, well... This is the last thing that I know for sure, at least as of the moment, that I can try to do as Tails. Don't know, for nostalgia and potentially the next game. Okay, so let's give this maybe a few more tries. Just a little bit off there. Oh, come on. There. I barely even moved, and yet that slight change in my movement was just enough. See, now what? See, now the slight changes that I'm making, though, are making an absolutely massive difference. Oh, come on. No! Ah! We're so close. Fine. I shall try again. How did it not get that last one? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And for some reason, these ones up higher don't seem to like me hitting the ball from a high angle. Okay, maybe this one does a little bit. I don't know. No. Ah. Just a few away once again. My thoughts on this puzzle are, like, why is it just so touchy? Like, why does the slightest little change in what I do suddenly seem to send the ball flying off in a massively different direction like that? No. No, that doesn't help. Oh. Never mind. It did? Somehow? What the... I'm very much confused. Okay. Sweet. Come on. Okay. Sweet. Got maybe one more chance at this. Sweet. All right. Got it. Haha. Success. Oh, would you look at that? First off, Hermit Cocoa. Second, more skill points. And third, more stuff to reveal. So maybe I'll go for revealing more things first. Watch, I'm just gonna keep revealing more things that reveal things, and then it's gonna just lead to me playing this for like a whole another hour or something. Where am I going? I'm so confused. What? What am I even... Huh? I guess I wasn't paying enough attention at that moment. I don't know. First off, let me get rid of the waypoint marker. Oh. Okay. That's what it did. Ah. It was actually kind of close. What the... There. Okay. Suddenly, like, changed the perspective on me. I'm not sure I got all those. Nope. Definitely missed a couple. Somehow didn't hit any of the spikes, though. Again, why is it, like, changing the camera angle sometimes? Really? Okay, well, I got it. What the... Okay. Something weird must have happened that had me drop a bunch of frames for a moment. Let's see here. And guess what? More possibilities to reveal things. But this is really close, so I'll go for this first. Oh, I gotta get up higher for that. Probably. And I will probably want the cyclone. That's gonna be enough rings for sure. Okay. So is it this platform here? Yes, it is. Skill points. Okay, now over to this thing. Where's the... I'm like, where's the waypoint? Hello. Oh. Have to keep side looping these things. Where's the next one? Oh, down here. Next one is over this way. Oh. Didn't expect to backtrack right then to get... Okay. If you want, you can replay the final boss as a way to end the stream. I don't think that'll be necessary. Although, like, the final boss wasn't that terrible. But I also don't want to make it seem like I gotta end the stream. Really? Oh yeah, that's right. He like throws his. Oh geez, all kinds of cocoa. Okay. So where to next? I guess this one. I just keep revealing more of the map. Oh, this thing. I have no... Well, okay. Probably supposed to start with the one that's elevated. Like that, I guess. No? Alright. Hold up. Should I be side looping all of these before I do that? No, because they're not all going to stay up. Okay, I'm very confused at the order with which I'm supposed to do this. It sure seems like I start with this one. What is it? But no. Or am I supposed to drop in from the top of that? No. Then what? Where do I start? I'm very much confused by this. For a second I was like, wait, am I supposed to just throw the wrenches? into those, but no. Okay, so it's not that spot. Is it this one? No. What? I'm so confused. Unless maybe... Okay, am I just supposed to go through this one first? No, didn't even do that. Huh. Strange. Not that I think this will necessarily do anything, but can I just make like a big old side loop around all these guys? I highly doubt it. No. Did this... Okay, that wasn't really what I meant to do there, but okay. Oh, come on, really? Yeah, that doesn't seem like it would help at all. Okay, hold up. Am I maybe supposed to... Nah, I don't think that's... Okay, well, I really don't get this one. I would like to visit the Hermit Coco up here before I completely wrap things up. Hello. Yeah, how many seeds have I gathered? Defense to 13 and power to 19. Just a bit of a difference. You know, going from level 1. I don't know if ring capacity actually helps that much. Although I don't know how much more speed would do either. So, meh. Alrighty. Well... then I suppose for now... Actually, I'm curious. If I just save it where it is, leave it off at that, and then come back next time, will it do, you know... Actually, I think I'm going to keep slot 1 as is. For, you know... before the final set of stuff. Save that in slot 2. I'm curious, though, if I, you know, back out of the game and then reload that, I would guess that it's gonna have me come back in where I saved it. But the other logical option would be, hey, maybe it takes me back to the Master King dude. And getting some tips on that one puzzle would be nice, yes. You can maybe send me the link in the Discord. Whether, you know, messaging me personally with that or doing it in the one for my channel, either way. Either of those options makes sense. Okay, so yeah, it does have me come back where I saved it. So with that in mind, I think next time I will want to come back and play as a different character. Therefore, I'm gonna get up to where I can swap characters, then save it again, and then I'll be done for tonight. Wasn't even sure if I could land on those things. Sent it on Discord, okay. I'm still not sure what that even does. And I'm also wondering just how far down this thing goes. Pretty far by the look of it. I almost wonder if that's supposed to be like a quick way to get back up. In case you're not playing as a character that can, you know, just reach insane heights really easily. But anyway, okay. Saving again. And that, I think, will do it for tonight. Alright. Well, thanks for joining me for the stream. I'll be back next week with more of very similar kind of stuff. In fact, I think I'll even come back and do more Sonic Frontiers. Maybe I'll just play as Knuckles or Amy instead. And then I can actually have an idea of, you know, that and put it in the title of the stream before I start. Maybe more people will be interested in it then. I don't know. Anyway. Alright, well. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you next week or sometime soon for another live stream. But until then, stay cool, everybody.